Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Challenge Accepted, and all this month Shannon and I are doing the 12 days of autumn scrap lifts at Scrap Squad, and we're kind of changing it up a bit. We're doing days 1 through 4 on the next 4 Thursdays. So this will be day 1 that we're doing now. So it's a few days old, and we'll do day 2 next Thursday, day 3 the following, and day 4 after that. And this is day 1. For those of you who are playing along there, you've probably already done this one. And it's getting to be fall, and it's the 12 days of autumn scrap lifts. But if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a fan of fall because it means summer is ending and winter is coming, and I hate both of those things. I hate summer ending and I hate winter coming. So I decided, since they've got a beach photo here on a fall layout, I thought I'd put a beach photo and use summery P13 pastel pretty colors, and no fall about it. Other than my photo is of the kids, Katie and Barrett, on fall break a few years back when they were living in Kentucky with their mom. They had a fall break and they came to their dad's, and he allowed John and me to take them to Margaritaville in Pensacola, Florida. So I've got P13. I've kind of cut out some things already. There's the photo, and there are all these vertical elements. There's some dots that look like ink splatters, and then some icons kind of sticking out from the side. So I'm going to do something like that. It's all on a background. I have found this checkered mint green background. I have no idea where it came from, but it's just kind of the perfect color. So I'm going to build it on that. And I've cut out some trees. I've stamped the word adventure on this, which was cut out. I don't know if you know much about P13. I didn't until I saw this collection, and I decided I needed to have it. But they, in their paper packs, they give you papers where the icons are separated from one another, intended for fussy cutting. So you don't have to buy any ephemera or stickers at all. You could just cut all the images out of here. And these images are repeated in the patterns. And then on the other side, it's just this pretty pink musical, sheet music look. So I cut out a couple of those, and I'm going to use a couple pieces of the ephemera. I've got 3 pastel colored flares that are going to stand in for the beachy flares that I thought I had, but have apparently used up. Those were probably the first to go. So I'm going to start. The photo here is of Katie and Barrett walking down the boardwalk from the hotel, Margaritaville Beach Hotel, to the beach. And this was, I want to say, almost exactly 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yes, 6 years ago. And this is everything's P13 except this comes from a Violet Studio 6x6 pad that came with my P13 supplies in a Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, custom curated by Christina Swords. And this is a strip from Vintage Lemon Twist. That's just a scrap that I had from a previous project. So I'm going to put all that aside. The stamp came from the P13 stamps that go with this collection, and the collection is called Summer Vibes, And there are summer vibes, but it was a smack dab in the middle of autumn when the photo was taken. But I'm not letting that bother me. I'm going with summer. And I'm gonna sit down now. Also from Violet Studio are these tiny, tiny enamel dots. I'm gonna kind of sprinkle those instead of the ink splatters. From P13, there are these wood embellishments, and I like the natural wood tone. I have some P13 sticker words. There's some other stickers here that could kind of get tucked in as just for a little bit of color, and some more little round stickers. And I've got the rest of the stuff. Okay, so I have border cut a piece of P13 paper and then a scrap of some other paper in this kind of violet pink sort of color. And I'm going to use those with those vertical elements. I'll shape all that. And I definitely am including the waffles and cream and fruit in the scenario there, because many waffles were eaten at the breakfast bar or the breakfast service at the hotel. I don't know why I turned that over, but let's get this on here. I trimmed 3/4 of an inch from two sides of the white 12 by 12 paper so that I could have a 3/8 inch instead of 1/4 inch border, just because I wanted more of it to show. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is going to be my longest. Let me pull my example over here. This is going to be my longest piece, but it doesn't have to be the full length. I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. And I'll trim that off. And that can go there. Let's see. My punch left a little bit of stuff there. Kind of do something like that and that. And then, let's see. I've got these two which can go. I'll probably do these first, and then I'll do the photo over. Okay, and I've got, let me get the photo cluster here. It's going to go like that, and I'm going to put some foam on the back, so it's time to sit down. And I know I have some foam around here somewhere. Let's put it on like that. I'm hoping this goes fairly quickly because I can't say that I feel particularly good today. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'll put that there. And then I like this. I fussy cut this and this out of a 4x6 card, and I thought I would put that there and run this just on top of here, but I want some foam behind it. The P13 paper has a very high rag content. It's very high quality, and so it distresses differently from other papers. It gives you a really interesting kind of thick line there. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then I have foam on the back of this, but I don't have it on the palm tree. Let me see. What I can do there. I want it high enough that it doesn't really it doesn't interfere, it doesn't cover a person, in other words. And I thought, to kind of disguise that line, I thought I might overlay this. I think that's going to work. Obviously, this was on the straight end of a card. Okay, I'll do that, and I'm going to do a little bit of glue down here to keep this from moving around. Okay, and here, if I start it right there, it kind of comes down a little bit, and that's perfect. Okay, a little bit more glue, and then I'll start putting some more of the elements in the photo cluster. It's just not coming out, and that's because I've had it standing on my desk. I had it upside down. It was flowing just fine for the layout I made earlier. And right now, it's not cooperating. And I would pay really good money for some sort of glue setup that prevented all this hoorah that I have to do. Okay. I'm going to take this and run the bubbles the other way. Because I'm not crazy about the green showing through the bubbles. I'm actually going to take that back, and I'm going to run the bubbles over the yellow, or over this strip. And again, it would be nice. I'm just going to go ahead and try to use my tape. It doesn't really have to stick well. Just enough. Okay, there. And then I'll do another one down here. Let me cut the little tails off. Okay, and we'll do that the same way. Line it up like that. Is that straight? Yeah. Okay. And I have some of these little offcuts. I don't think I need those necessarily. Let's, I'm going to use this bird, the parrot, maybe right no, I'm not going to do that there. I wish I'd had one facing the other direction. Let me see if there is one. I will cut it out. Yes, there is one facing the other direction, and I like the color, so I'm going to do that. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to look at my composition here and see if I can figure out what comes next. This is so great to be able to cut these out and not worry about cutting into the image next to it. It really is kind of like a sheet of ephemera, and you can use it or not. In fact, I buy usually two, or collections that have two of each pattern, so I can use the other side. Okay, so this is going to go like right there. Okay, and then we'll do, oh, okay, I know what I forgot. I forgot to put this paper in, and it kind of goes like that, and it still fits under there, so lucky me, I didn't have to tear anything up. And I like the kind of faint hint of tropical greenery there. I have this circular tag that has some greenery that I thought might look nice coming out here. And my title, I found a set of alphas, these little small alphas. It's so infuriating when you want to do a title out of the same pattern of alphas to have to look. So I actually just pulled one that was brand new and unopened, and generally a good color. There are lots of different greens in that palm tree. So the title I had planned to kind of go across the photo like this. And what I did, I glued the letters onto thin strips of foam. And I will glue them down here. And then I may put another strip of foam on this part that's kind of going to be, and here's where it would really be nice to have working glue, because I want to put this down. I'm not going to put this on until the end. I do need to know where it's going to go so that I can, so that I don't cover that area up or block it in some way. But if I have this bit of glue, this bit of foam glued on there, it's going to move around until it dries. So I've got Fall Break in Margaritaville as my title there. I'm going to, they've got some sweaters. Well, by golly, I'm going to have tennis shoes. So there. And I've got a Walkman, and these kids don't even know what a Walkman is, but it's a stand-in for whatever listening devices, probably their phones is mostly what they listen to music on. I'm going to do that there. And I've got this these little wood things. Let me open that up. This way, come on. I know I've taken this out. I guess I've opened it, you know, the real way. This says just chill out, and I like that because that's kind of why they were there. was so they could just chill out. And I want to put a, while I'm thinking about it, I want to go ahead and put a flare right there. And I've got the foam tape on the back, so I'm going to do that. And that's okay if that lifts up, but I may put some glue down behind it. Come on. So for the 12 days of autumn scrap lifts, you won't see any autumn pages out of me, I don't think. I do have some let's see, is this where the I could do the waffles kind of coming out there on top of a flare. And do I want the pink flare or the mint green? I think I'm going to go with pink because it contrasts. And let me do that and get some foam under it. One of our favorite things about, and we've been to many Margaritavilles, this particular cafe, Frank and Lola's, which is a Pensacola song that refers to Pensacola, and so that restaurant is unique to that particular location in Pensacola. And one of its specialties, because it's on the Gulf Coast, it kind of features some other Gulf Coast areas, and so there's some New Orleans style specialties, and let's see, this could go there. I could just let it be flat, although that's not like me, so let's give it some dimension. And I'm going to put it kind of in right there. Let's get the title on there. And then we'll add the little tiny dots and see what we can do there. Okay, and I'm going to put the Margaritaville in first, and we'll do the other words later. Okay, let me get that. You know, I need some more foam under that, but the glue has already made contact here, so I'm going to do it this way. And hope it stacks up without the foam showing. And it's not doing that now, but I bet I can coax it in there with my tweezers. You know, it's just not working. But I'm not going to give up. Okay. Got a little bit of glue junk on there. Glue crumbs. And I'm going to push it up a bit, and then I have to push that up a bit. And now, when that glue drops, it should be fine. Okay, I've got, let's see, I'm going to dry fit this in. I'll do this kind of overlapping the trees over there. Actually, let me put a little bit of this on here. I have done this before and just folded it over. That's what's nice about this particular adhesive. Okay, so fall. This works much better, and this adhesive really will stick against that photo paper. So there, let's see. Now we're going to do some of the little enamel dots, and I'm going to use primarily the pale pink, yellow, and green, and not that darker pink. And I'm just gonna, actually these are the last ones I should use. Let me use a couple of these, a few of these dots, and they actually can go on foam. I'm gonna stick that there. And I don't know whether to use the printed side or the solid side. I'm going to use the printed side on this one and just see how silly it looks. It doesn't look bad. That's the reverse side, and that's a camera on there. And did I use a camera? Do I have a camera in there? There's a cute camera icon, and I don't think I've used one, but I have one in the ephemera pack, I think. Let me see. I have a large VW bus. Maybe not. So I have one right here that has some greenery with it. Let me do this yellow. Let me get this adhesive off my fingers, and I may do a little bit more fussy cutting because I've got to have a camera, and the camera's pink. It's so cute. Let me put that there, and I'll put this right here, and I'll fussy cut this. But I don't really want to lose the greenery, so I'm going to cut it off at the bottom, but I'll leave it at the top and let it show above the little circle with the Walkman. And there's a hibiscus on here, beautiful hibiscus. A little bit of the frame is going to show as I'm fussy cutting this greenery out, and that's okay. Gives you a little bit of a yellow and green kind of background. I'm just watching myself do that fast. I laugh because when I took my first class at Archivers, they said they used the term fussy cut, and I had no idea what that meant. And then everybody was, pulled their scissors out and were cutting things out so perfectly, and it looked so nice. And I thought, how on earth did they do that? Because I've had trouble cutting things with scissors since I was in 3rd grade. And it took me a while, and every time I actually avoided classes that looked like they might involve fussy cutting. I didn't always guess right, so I ended up taking lots of classes that involved it, and I was so embarrassed. And now I fussy cut for fun. I love it. I think it's relaxing thing to do while watching British television shows, which is an obsession of mine. British, Australian, New Zealand. And I'm kind of gonna place a few of these in. I've got some smaller ones that I'll put down with dots of glue, but these larger ones I thought would be nice if they were popped up. And I'm using some back sides and some front sides. The solid sides are really pretty, and the really pale pastels, but they show up nicely on the white background. I started to use a pink polka dot background that was one of the papers in the collection, and I'm glad I went with white. Okay, let's see. I just have a little bit more of the foam tape left, and that's what I'm going to use. I've got this one little bitty dot here, so I'll put more out there. Okay. One more of these, and I'll do it on the solid side, and I don't know what color the solid side is. And these are the holes that were punched out of that. So I'm gonna put that there. Okay, now, just like I'm putting sequins out here, and I'm just gonna put a sprinkle of them here and here. So kind of here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now we're going to use these, and they're all different sizes because they were cut out of this border punch. And I'm thinking these will be cute on here, kind of like unshiny sequins, and they'll kind of tie into that striped pattern. And I'm having a little bit of trouble picking these up. Let me get them. They're tiny, 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 tiny. And I maybe could have done some of that off camera. So feel free to go put some more ice in your lemonade. Okay, there. I think I counted 8 there, but I'm not going to go back and count them. If there's a dry glue dot on my page when I photograph it, you'll know why. You'll know I didn't cover them all. I just think this is adding a lot to it. I hope you like it. I am happy that I decided to do that. I hate creating cute little things and then not using them, and then I usually don't like throwing them away, so I kind of keep them around and then don't use them, and they get, lost and messed up and all those things. These are some really, really tiny ones. Okay, and I think I have another one right there. And those are not, in any way equally spread around. I have this leftover parrot that'll go there. So now let's do some tiny enamel dots. I'm just going to kind of do green ones all around, and then I'll do yellow and pink. And I'll do them in and among these pink dots, not really paying any attention at all to where they're going with respect to where the others are. So I'm not arranging them, if you will. I'm just kind of scattering them, and I kind of like that look. So now I'm going to switch to yellow, and these I may just kind of pay attention to not putting them too close to where I have the green ones. Oh, come on. I have a little glue on my fingers, and the little dot wants to stick. Speaking of glue, I'm going to cover it up and turn it upside down because I think I'm done with it for the day. Oh, come now. That's where I had the problem before. And it's time to go get my nails redone, but I've been kind of stuck. That's in a line with this one, but I'll put a pink one there to kind of throw that off. I've been stuck in the house with workmen repairing things, and for a report on that, the mold is not only is the mold gone, but the floor has been torn up and replaced, and all the trim has been put back on and painted, and the workshop has been painted, the one that had the walls torn up. And I spent about 2 hours after they left yesterday moving stuff kind of back into place. I don't have my desk fully outfitted because I've got some things that need to be hung on the walls kind of sitting on the desk right now, so there's no room for my printer. So the printer is still in here where it shouldn't be. I think that is done. I'm gonna call it quits. So here's our example layout that we're lifting, and here's mine, Fall Break in Margaritaville. And I'm okay that that kind of moves along with the water line there. I love that photo. I love those flares. I love this page. That's great. So I will probably write some journaling that will go on the back about what kind of what was going on in their lives and why this was an important trip. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday for Challenge Accepted. Be sure and check out Shannon's page. She's doing the same lift, and I think it's an even bet that there's going to be a picture of either her son or her daughter or her bulldog. So let's wait and see, and we'll both see you next Thursday for day 2 of 12 days of autumn scrap lifts from Scrap Squad. So I'll bring that up a little bit. See, that's a little bit different green, but it kind of matches the green in the palm leaves. So I'm okay with that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. There are some of these stickers, and I kind of could have used some of those. Just go with the flow, but I don't know. I don't think I need it. I think I'm going to leave it this way. I'm happy with just chill out. So, bye.